Hey, welcome to the Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast. We are your hosts, Eric Sturgeon.
And I'm Russell Sorry.
This podcast is about all things Wisconsin, history, music, culture, and beer. Although we don't often use strong language, the content is not intended for young audiences, so listener discretion is advised.
If you love the bluegrass music you hear in this intro, please check out Dang It's from Madison, Wisconsin by visiting their website, dang-its.com. Now on to the show.
All right. Welcome to the Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast. We are your hosts, Eric Sturgeon.
And I'm Russ Sorry.
And today we are talking about Camp Randall, home of the Wisconsin Badgers.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll discuss a little bit about why it's called Camp Randall Stadium, that whole jazz. We have a previous episode which talks a little bit about the tradition of jump around there, so you may want to jump back and listen to that. We have Wisconsin music in this episode from the Tim Schweiger and the Middlemen, and we've got a brewski reviewski.
Always,
because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Another edition of How Many Locos You At is on this episode as well, and a special interview with Wisconsin Dells Brewery. Fantastic stuff. Awesome. Have you been to Moose Jaw Pizza?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're the same. I mean, when you order a flight, you're getting a flight of fine, tasty beers. To show your support and help us keep growing and just help us in general, we really would like and appreciate a small little favor from all of you to like, rate, review, subscribe, share, comment, do all the stuff.
For sure.
We don't ask too much around here. We also do have a store at tpublic.com. Simply search Wisconsin Drunken History, and you're going to find a bunch of different products with our logo on it where you can represent and support your favorite independent podcast. Also, check out our social media pages over at Facebook and Instagram, where we post unique content and fun Wisconsin-related videos and pictures. So without any further ado, let's jump right into Camp Randall.
Yeah, so Camp Randall Stadium, as mentioned before, is home of the UW Badgers. But why is it named Camp Randall Stadium? Well, the history of the grounds is actually quite a fascinating one, and you're going to hear its role in development and the protection of Wisconsin. So originally the land where Camp Randall sits had indigenous people there on the site, going back about 12,000 years. And for your Christian listeners, please just bear with us here. Don't get angry with us. We're just stating it scientifically, carbon dating.
These are the facts.
Yeah. Which, if you look back at history of the development of Wisconsin, is where the last glacier ended up, before it retreated back after the Ice Age. This is around the same time when people started living in this area. The area was a hotspot as there were lakes surrounding the areas on both sides. It's abundance of food. It's an easy area to protect. Obviously, you're on a peninsula, right? You only have to protect two sides. You're good to go. And the fresh water, making it a great space for these people to settle. Specifically, the Ho-Chunk are a well-known Native American tribe who built many of the effigy mounds you're going to see in the area. As our previous Madtown episode where we learned about the capital, we owe the European settlement around 1800s to Madison founder and entrepreneur James D. Doty, who moved to the Wisconsin capital from Belmont to Madison, which caused the area to explode with population. And due to this large population, the original state fair was actually held, which is now held in Milwaukee, was actually originally held in Madison, the first one taking place in 1858, hosted by the Wisconsin State Agricultural Society. So here's where the Camp Randall name comes in. In 1861, the breakout of the Civil War was when the government asked the Wisconsin Territory to start providing soldiers for the Union Army to help protect our government. Governor at the time, Alexander Randall, you hear that, Randall? Got it?
That is, hey.
You got it?
That's kind of where that comes from, huh?
Chose the state fairgrounds area to become a place to train soldiers to fight. Thus the name Camp Randall. This area was all within a 53-acre plot of land, which is now the UW campus.
Beautiful cool campus it is, by the way.
Yeah,
if you haven't been to the Terrace, absolutely visit it. It's amazing.
I lived on Regent Street for a short time, and it was a pretty cool little dorm. I didn't really want to live with a roommate, so I ended up living in a dorm there. It was like a little small efficiency, super tiny, but
right.
It was better than having a stinky dude sleeping
basically
next to
just your own little apartment.
Right.
Awesome.
It was just a really shitty small apartment.
Really?
Honestly.
Yeah.
So this area provided training for more than 70,000 troops all the way up until the end of the war in 1865, which is where 3/4 of all the troops that Wisconsin provided were trained. The camp could accommodate 5,000 people at a time and featured 40 barracks, a hospital, officers' quarters, as well as a horse stables and commissary.
Commissary.
Sorry, commissionary.
No, I think it's written wrong here, but
no, it is commissary.
Yeah,
commissary. Camp Randall also became place for the POW of the Confederate Army, and roughly 1,200 prisoners were kept here. Obviously, because it's so far north from the battle lines, so they couldn't escape and get anywhere. You would die. I mean, Wisconsin winters are cold, bro. You're not going to make it very far.
Yeah, I would imagine. I guess, but that seems.
Could you imagine like trying to run through Wisconsin in a gray Confederate uniform? I mean, you're going to be easily spotted, and you're not going to survive because our winters are very cold. So
that just
seems
a great spot.
Really
incredible. 1,200?
Yeah. Around 140 deaths of Confederate soldiers are buried on Madison grounds in the Forest Hill Cemetery and can still be visited today, actually. I know there was like some people complaining about it that they wanted those taken down.
Yeah.
I think eventually they said, you know what, we're not going to take it down. These are dead people. Let's let them rest in peace.
Well,
it's over with. It's done. Like, let's not take
it's
offense.
It's not doing anything.
Right, exactly. So after the war, the grounds were once again returned to the state fairgrounds, as well as hosting the Barnum circuses, which we all know and love in the state,
yeah.
and even Native American lacrosse games. In 1893, the state of Wisconsin purchased this piece of land and was originally discussed to be a place to build residential areas. But many opposed this due to it being hallowed ground of the soldiers that died there and the Indian effigy mounds. So the state decided that in 1909, the property was to be given to the UW of Madison campus and originally was used as a pharmaceutical garden that planted things like cannabis and medical herbs.
Hey.
Right.
Well, I mean, and we're getting there again.
Yeah.
Where, cannabis will be
someday
more considered
it will be legal in Wisconsin. I promise you that. I mean, Minnesota,
our
Illinois.
Shit neighbors to the south are already doing it,
dude.
So.
The fibs already got weed. Come on now.
Yeah.
So, and to each their own. I mean, I'm not a fan of smoking weed. I just get too paranoid. I know in high school I did a lot of that stuff, and I got it out of my system pretty early.
I just think that there's so many good things that we could possibly achieve from it, and we already know that you can't overdose from marijuana.
Right, and I mean, people with pain, it's a good alternative to taking opiates. Let's be honest.
100%.
That's way better.
We have an opiate crisis. We don't have a marijuana crisis.
Right. I mean, what's the worst you're going to do in marijuana? You're just going to sleep on the couch and watch fucking The Price is Right for 6 hours.
I ate 6 bags of Doritos and fell asleep.
So in 1895, the first Badger game were held where the engineering wing is located today, and I know this area specifically.
You were there.
But the grandstand in this location had issues and would eventually fall apart, thus leading the school to start coming up with new options where to host a legendary Badgers game. And in 1917, the money was being saved to create the new stadium, thus leading to the field to be located on the Camp Randall grounds, and keeping the historical name would continue to add to the field that we know and love today.
Sure.
So, Eric, what are your thoughts? I know if you've ever been near, you're going to see the archway that says Camp Randall. You're going to see that right away. It's a big stone archway in memorial of the Civil War.
Yeah, and I've seen it. I've never been into Camp Randall. That's something that we've discussed.
Yes, you never
a little bit on this.
You've been in Madison and past Camp Randall,
right? And I've been to the Cole Center, so I have seen basketball games there, but just never had the opportunity to see a Badgers game at Camp Randall. But yeah, I mean. The history that's there and the reason for the naming, hey, it's Wisconsin history.
Right.
You can't take anything away from that other than, hey, it's part of our past. And why run from it? You know, what are we going to do? Name it like, something that has absolutely nothing to do with any of our history or culture.
Right.
I mean, sure, you could go and just say it's Badgers Stadium, but at least there's a story there.
So talking about naming stadiums here, and this might get a little controversial here, but so the team is the Brewers, right?
Yeah.
Does American Family Insurance make any sense? A team called the Brewers?
Hey, if Miller Park wouldn't have fumbled their entire sale of their business and everything,
they sold out to Molson Coors, which is the biggest problem with Miller.
But even Molson Coors, I mean, it's AnBev, it's Anheuser,
yeah, right,
AnBev,
right.
So I'm one of those individuals that says, why reward Miller?
True.
With the naming of this when they have completely fumbled and screwed their entire business.
For sure.
Now, do I love the name AmFam Field? No.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody does.
I refuse to give credit or props or anything to Miller for this.
Right. So, Russ Klisch, if you're listening here, I don't know how much money you got. I'm not digging in your pocketbooks here, but we need to call this thing Lakefront Brewery Stadium.
Yeah.
That's where we need to go with this. Independent, good craft beer, good team. Let's do this. Russ, if you're listening.
Yep. Hey, we need you. All right, now we have our Wisconsin music segment, and we've got a really, truly great one today. Tim Schweiger and the Middlemen, they come from the Milwaukee area, or at least that's where they're kind of billed out of, and this music is just absolutely top-notch. If you have a chance, please go visit their Facebook and their Bandcamp. I think they're on Spotify as well, maybe in multiple different facets. I don't know if they have just like one account on there or whatever. I think I had a little bit of trouble finding it. But either way, we're going to start you out where we kind of thought felt right. The song is called Red Coyote. It is absolutely fantastic. Again, this is Tim Schweiger and the Middlemen, Red Coyote. All right, again, that was Tim Schweiger and the Middlemen, Red Coyote. Damn it, that was good.
Yeah, definitely check those guys out. If you're into that alternative indie music scene, you gotta see these guys.
And that was pepped. It had step. It was great. I mean, I just absolutely love it. Just absolutely fantastic stuff.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. So we now have a beer review from Door County Brewing Company. This is Lost Camper. And let me tell you, there's one thing that you notice right off the bat about a lot of these different more craft brews, microbrews. Their cans and their artwork is absolutely like fantastic.
Just phenomenal. But
eye-catching.
But yeah, this one is a Hell's Lager. It's coming in at about 5.2% alcohol by volume by the Door County Brewing Company, as stated by my co-host here. It's called Lost Camper, and it's really tasty. If I'm going to be honest with you, if you're going from a light beer to craft beer, this is your guy. This is your boy.
This is that first step.
Oh my God,
And it's a small step.
it's so tasty. Like, it's better crafted than a Miller Lite or a Busch Light.
100%.
It has a little hop, not a lot of hop, but you're also more in that Pilsner. Obviously, it's a lager, so it's probably close to the Pilsner family. It's a Hell's lager, which kind of similar. They're going to probably use some Pils malt in there. Obviously, you're using a lager yeast, not a ale yeast, so you got that lager flavor. But yeah, I mean, I love the name too, Lost Camper. I mean, there's been a few times where I've had some IPAs, and even this one, if you drink enough of them, you can become a Lost Camper in a Coyote dinner.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, you might end up find yourself bent over a cauldron on.
Oh,
if
we're
you
going
drink
back.
Too many of these babies.
Yeah,
last
for sure.
episode, yeah.
For sure. So
what
yeah,
did you say your grandma used to say?
Ass over tea kettle.
Ass over tea kettle. You never want to do that.
Yeah, I've always thought about this, and I tried to break it down philosophically, like ass over tea kettle. So like, I don't even know. I can't even explain it to you, dude. Like ass over tea kettle.
I think number one, you're gonna have to have a few more Lost Campers to really understand
to comprehend
what that is.
And actually break down the mathematics and the logistics behind that.
Yeah, it's not something that you're gonna have to be philosophical about. You're just gonna have to be drunk.
But honestly, like this one isn't that bad. It's light enough where you can drink this one for a while. You're not gonna get messed up. You know, if you want to be a real Lost Camper, have like a 9% Imperial IPA. Then you're gonna become
a double.
Yeah, you're gonna become a sleeping bag bear burrito real fast. You're gonna be a stuffed burrito.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those bear skin rugs in front of fireplaces? You're going to be the human skin rug in front of a bear's fireplace.
Right. Like the opposite of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You're actually going to be... You're going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like,
let's not beat around the bush here. You're just going to be absolutely toasted.
Yeah, I was going to go into some weird analogy there, but you're just going to get scratched to pieces. So don't be a Lost Camper.
Either way, great beer. Check it out. Door County Brewing Company has never let us down.
No, we've definitely had a few other ones, and this one's great, so definitely check this one out.
All right, now time for the infamous How Many Locals You At segment. This guy's an idiot.
Oh, great.
Oh, wait, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody ever in this segment is a moron.
And I'm not going to lie, I've definitely had my run-ins with stupidity, but these are pretty bad.
Yeah, clearly no thought at all, no brain activity. Signs of life are negative, minimal, negative.
Yeah, at least.
So this is all about this Wausau man who crashed his boat into a West Side park at a high rate of speed. He is facing felony charges.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty normal.
Yeah. Yep.
This is in Marathon County. So he is at the Marathon County Circuit Court. A bystander actually video captured our 49-year-old idiot across Lake Wausau and filmed him ramming his watercraft onto a boat ramp at DC Everest Park. And that was on a Sunday, so Sunday fun day, right? Am I right?
Woo, yeah.
Boat ramp. You ever take that thing off any sweet ramps? Oh, my God. So this individual now faces charges of second-degree recklessly endangering safety, disorderly conduct, and, of course, just under the influence ramping X Games stuff.
He's getting extreme.
Yeah.
So this guy, we got his age, right? And we know he was on a boat. He's
49?
a boater. 49, so he's not a loco drinker. But this guy may be a malt liquor, Budweiser Clamato maybe guy.
Ooh.
He kind of looks like a Clamato guy to me.
Yeah.
So clam, tomato.
He definitely looks like a methed out Ken doll. It's the best I can describe it.
Okay. All right.
Several witnesses called the police after allegedly seeing the incident and fearing for their safety at the boat landing, which was filled with a bunch of boaters, vehicles, and many people, just individuals on foot and stuff. So one witness told the police that this individual, who allegedly narrowly averted striking a vehicle in the parking lot, this guy's in a boat. He appeared to have no emotional reaction to this incident at all, and implied he did not do it on purpose. Or no, he did it on purpose.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
Dude, there goes the propeller. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Because... His response
I want to hear.
I was parking my boat.
Oh my God.
I've seen some dumb Illinois people try to park boats. This guy
Parked the boat.
topped everybody. He's like, oh, boat launch? No, boat ramp. Wow!
I not only want to be in the park, I want to be next to the swing set, baby.
I'm gonna go ahead and kill a bunch of people on my way up to the, the back of my, GMC Yukon or whatever the hell it's called. So this guy,
like, I don't even know like what to say though. I think he just seems like a dick. To be honest, like
apparently he also allegedly grabbed some a red cooler off the boat. Like he found time to like, I also need to unpack my boat.
I need to fondle my cooler.
Dude, there's no way
like,
he launched. He didn't launch and land his boat on his trailer. So how is he unpacking this thing when it's clearly been?
Hey, get out of the way, Margaret. I need to get my Coleman.
Yeah. So he also faces additional charges of disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, criminal damage to property, in a separate case that was also filed. So,
okay, what's going on with this guy?
I'm telling you what, this guy is a real gem.
All right. I don't even know where to start on the local level, though. Like, I am really at a loss on this one, because this guy might not be on any local. He might just be a dick. Yeah. A complete douche. With, like, some mental issues.
There's still a level of drinking involved here.
Yeah, I mean, to be that relaxed in a situation that insane, for sure.
He said he did it on purpose. He acted like he did something really cool, and everybody's all pissed off about it because a couple people might have been like in the way and could have gotten hurt.
He's like a 49-year-old with a freaking monster tattoo on his wrist. Like, dog.
He's not seeing the situation for what it is. He's drunk, and like you said, maybe not on Four Loko itself, but I still got to give this guy a solid 6 or 8.
Yeah, I was, if I was going to give any locos, I was thinking about 6 loco. And I think the guy might actually he just might be a dick and has some mental issues. Yeah. To be honest.
Oh, for sure. Rage issues, for sure.
For sure. Like, he's domestic abuse. Yeah. Sign A, check,
Yeah, so I'm willing to go ahead and say this is a case of a 6 loco with the guy being a monster douche.
For sure. So today we're here with Jamie from Wisconsin Dells Brewery. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so can you tell us the history of the brewery, how you guys got started, and a little information about you? Because I hear there's a special title you have in the state.
Well, Moose Jaw opened up in 2000, May 15th, 2002. I started at the brewery about 4 months after they opened, so I've worked there since 2002. We are a 15-barrel brew house, and we opened up just as a brew pub, draft only. In 2005, I took over the brewery when my predecessor left, and at that point, I became the first woman brewmaster in the state of Wisconsin.
That's awesome.
Which I thought was weird. I didn't think that was a thing because, hey, how old am I? Like, that shouldn't be a thing these days. But,
right.
After the Wisconsin Historical Society looked into it and everything, realized that that was actually a thing. But if you think about it, Miller's never had a female brewmaster. And at the time I took over, there was only a handful of other breweries in the state, and all of those were run by men. And even if it was a husband-wife team, the man always declared himself brewmaster.
That's pretty awesome. You're going to go down in Wisconsin history now.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is awesome.
Well, actually, the Wisconsin Historical Society did take my boots.
Oh, really?
A couple of years ago, they came and took my pink boots because
cool.
I started wearing pink boots shortly after I started in the brewery as just a weird way to stick out a little bit, just so people didn't think I was the janitor or something.
Right. Yeah, understandable.
You're always like looking really kind of grubby or dirty because it's always cleaning.
Yeah.
So I started wearing pink boots. And when Terry Ferendorf did her epic trip across country and back, visiting brewers back in 2007, I knew she was a Wisconsin girl from reading it online, even though she never brewed in the state. Hence another reason I ended up being first, because she could very easily brewed in the state, but she never did. So I begged her to come brew with me, and we did a collaboration beer, and she showed up wearing pink boots. And that was kind of her trip, and us meeting and everything was kind of, that's how the catalyst for her starting the Pink Boot Society, because all the girls she met along the way were like, wait a minute, there's others? Because I had never met another woman brewer. I go to the Madison Beer Fest, you go to the Brewers Guild meetings, the Master Brewers meetings, and you're the only girl at the table.
Yeah.
Obviously besides Deb Carey, but she'll even tell you she does everything at the brewery besides brewing. And, there was always Stacy from Tyranina, but, she office, not brewer.
Yeah,
so,
right. Exactly.
Yeah, it was very lonely that first decade.
I bet.
Hey, you're a trailblazer, though. That's awesome.
But, in 2012, we did get 2 other female brewmasters, Allison up at Thirsty Pagan and Ashley over at Capitol. So, now it's just leaps and bounds, and a lot of that's due to the Pink Boot Society. Just being out there and showing people it's even an option to become a brewer. Because when I was in school, my teachers, we did, in bioreactions class, we did a weird experiment where we were like home brewing, basically, but not calling it home brewing. And I did a trick with my yeast, and I turned what, was probably supposed to be a nut brown ale into very strong, like imperial brown. And they were all like, oh, you should be a brewer. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a job option? Sign me up.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so neat.
I didn't know. They leave that one out on career day, don't they?
They sure do.
Yeah, and the really cool thing I just heard recently is Madison now offers a brewmaster program, which is really cool, and they kind of direct it to like everyone, which is great for the future of brewing.
They do. I actually was lucky enough. I did get a go for brewing and malting to Madison UW, but that was before that program. That was through the extension program held by Master Brewers. So that was over on Willow Street through their extension program. But back in the day when the Master Brewers was run by Ray Klumovich, he's obviously a Wisconsin guy, and he always had the Master Brewers brewing and malting courses on the UW campus. So we'd have our classes with amazing brewers from all over the world, from like Asahi Japan, El Presidente, Coors, Molson, Miller. Everybody sent everybody there. We had, like, in my class, like 15 guys from Negro Modelo. It was pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. You like already had to be able to meet all these big guys. It's pretty neat.
I was by far the smallest there. I kept having to raise my hand in class, like, how does this apply to me? I basically flushed through automation. I was like, I'll never have this.
That is such a cool story.
They flew in one guy from Kent, England, and he was talking about single infusion mash tuns, and he was only in, like, I think Wisconsin for 4 hours. And I was like, this all applies to me. This is my system. Tell me everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We I know we did a lot of home brewing, and that's kind of all we did is all in one vessel kind of thing. Basically steeping like you would steep tea. Basically, it's the same thing. You're basically lifting and lowering, letting the sugars out. But yeah, it's kind of how we first started cleaning up. That was the only pain in the butt. So,
it's a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
Right? I always tell people I'm just a glorified janitor that does taxes and basically a yeast wrangler.
The brewing's a fun part, which only lasts about 5% of what you really have to do.
Right.
So it's like,
barely even.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, the beer is so smart, it does it all, and we almost don't even need
it.
It does.
It's the workhorse, yeah.
The enzymes know what they're doing. You couldn't stop them almost even if you wanted to. The yeast has its own thing. It's been going on for millions and billions of years. Like, it doesn't need our help.
Right, exactly. So, Jamie, we got
So-
to ask, is there any new beers we need to look out for from your brewery?
Actually, we've got, we're really kicking our barrel program into high gear. We started a few years ago with bottle-only offerings, and now since last year, we have a dedicated draft line for our barrel program that is constantly changing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that is really exciting. I just made Imperial Stout this week that's going into Buffalo Trace barrels in about 2 weeks. I've got Imperial IPA that's in gin barrels right now that'll be out this summer.
That sounds phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got a strong golden Belgian ale that is in Sauvignon Blanc barrels right now.
That's awesome.
On tap right now, we have a Seychelles that's in Sauvignon Blanc barrels, and we have a Belgian double coming up that was aged on oak.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So, what is one of your favorite golden ales besides obviously yours?
Golden ale?
Yeah, like a Belgian
you know what?
golden.
Oh, Belgian golden. You know who always I think makes great Belgians is Sprecher.
Oh yeah, those are actually pretty good.
They are the unsung heroes in Wisconsin of the Belgian style, I would say.
I think
they've always been a trailblazer for that entire group of beers. You know, they also do obviously German styles well, but early on in the day, I think they led the way for everyone in Wisconsin to be able to approach the style of Belgian beers in a really good way. And I've always liked how all of their triple and anything they attempt has turned out. So
yeah, those
I
are
really like Sprecher for that.
Those are definitely tasty. I mean, I think my favorite has to be Delirium Tremens. It's like the classic go-to, though.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's kind of like
I'm just trying to keep it Wisconsin.
right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a no-brainer.
You know the thing
it's
they
like,
say about Wisconsin people, like other beers that try to sell in Wisconsin, even distributed here, they always end up dying off and
Yeah, for sure.
canceling distribution here because Wisconsin drinks Wisconsin.
Yeah.
awesome, Jamie. But before we let you go today, we have about 10 questions to find out how Wisconsin are you. Are you ready for these?
Sure.
All right, here we go. First question: where do you consider up north?
Wausau.
That far north. So, have you ever milked a cow?
Yes, I have.
Awesome.
In 6th grade.
By hand?
Yes.
Bonus points on that one. Have you ever hit a deer?
Yes.
You have.
A bunch of times.
Have you ever tailgated a Brewers, Packers, or a Badgers game?
Oh, multiple times. I remember most of them.
Awesome. Yeah, right. That's
Yeah,
exactly it.
same here. Same here.
So next question. Have you ever been to a supper club, and do you have one that you recommend?
Oh, Ishnala.
Ishnala's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the go-to. That is like
Best view.
Oh, God.
Great
it's so
menu.
good.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's nice to go kayaking below it, too, in the
Yeah.
summer. Really nice kayaking on that stretch of the water, so over by Mirror Lake.
So is there a beer you recommend from your brewery that would be great on beer brats?
Oh, our Pilsner is great.
The Pilsner.
It's a beautiful, delicate, not overly hoppy, but I think it's got a nice German flavor, and it's on tap now.
Awesome. Next question. Have you ever been to Summerfest, and do you have a favorite band or a memorable band that you saw there?
I went to Summerfest in high school and haven't been back since. But who is playing? I want to say Blink 182.
Awesome. We love Blink.
That's like one of my favorite bands.
They're so good.
Super old.
We're in that same boat. We've been
Yeah.
Blink fans for a while.
I want to say that was like 96, 97.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's like the old Blink too, before
Yeah.
like all the modern stuff came
That
out.
was still with Scott Rayner on
Yeah,
drums.
that's all.
Yep.
He recorded that album with a broken leg. Can you believe that? That's
Yeah.
just insane. So next question I got for you. This is Adele's question. What is the best water park to check out in the area?
Oh, Noah's Ark, by far.
Noah's Ark is top.
Absolutely. Number one, yeah.
Noah's Ark is the best.
Noah's Ark. I like Kalahari too, just for the surf aspect of it. Even though I'm terrible at it and I look like a goof, it's still like just one of those things.
Kalahari. great in the winter, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
summer,
right.
You got to go to Noah's Ark.
Oh, for sure. Noah's Ark is awesome. It's a classic.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more question for you before we let you go today, Jamie. Other than your brewery, is there a brewery tour, tap room, or anywhere we want our listeners to visit to get some good beer? It can be in Wisconsin or out of Wisconsin. Your choice.
Ooh, that's a good question. I would send people up to Earth Rider in Superior, Wisconsin.
We had them on our show, actually. They're awesome guys.
I think I know my friend Allison's brewing up there. Everything I've had from them is delicious so far. They're doing some great things. I think they've got a beautiful new brewery. And I think on tour days, like, I'm not sure, I think they rotate through the brewers, so the brewers are the ones giving the tours, if I'm not mistaken. At least pre-COVID, that's how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that area. Superior's so nice too. I mean, you got like some of the best pizza if you go to Thirsty Pagan, and then you can go to Earth Rider.
Yep.
There's just so many good ones up there.
Yep, but yeah, Earth Rider, I think, and especially I think they were working on some outdoor festivals.
Yep.
So, I think they've really got it going on for the North Woods there.
But Jamie, thank you so much for your time today. It was a really great story. I'm glad we got to talk to you today, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, stay warm, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks, you too.
All right, bye.
All right, that concludes this episode of Wisconsin Drunken History Podcast.
If you enjoyed this vulgar display of Wisconsin, please like and subscribe on whatever streaming platform you prefer. And remember to hit the bell on YouTube to be notified when we release new content.
Also, if you have any suggestions or ideas for future episodes, please send us an email at widrunkenhistory@gmail.com or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Thanks again for listening, and remember, as always,
Watch out for deer on your way home.